Alright everyone, welcome back to the Lord of the Rings Online, the SLOTRO edition. This is Gnarlrynae here. Say hello to everyone, Gnarlrynae. Good girl. When we left off, we were down here in Lingiliath in the Meluanan area. And I believe we've finished up all the quests that they have for us right now. The last one was talking to Agladir here, who wants us to go to Estelden and tell them about the situation that has arisen. Let's see what he has to say. Far to the north and east, the Dunedain of the north have established a hidden encampment which they call Estelden. These men do their best to fight threats in the North Downs, but their numbers now are too few and the danger is too great. If you are willing to go, I would have you complete the original mission of our company. Go to Estelden and speak with the watch captain, Radagast. Tell him that the Nine are abroad and have crossed the river. The enemy is on the move. Estelden is hidden in the mountains on the border of Kingsfell and Nan Umluk. This is a message that should not be delayed. And for once, we will not delay it. We will head out and not do anything else at the moment. Let's get riding on up the road here. Of course, we are going to go right up. We're leaving here through Kingsfield, and right over in this area is where we're going to find Estelden. Let's try to keep it on the road, pal. So, I hope y'all are having a good one. Hope y'all are working away at the anniversary festival. I've only been able to log on to it for a moment or two, but I hope to get some done. That'll be one thing that I can actually do whenever I'm back at work again. Since I won't be actually doing any videos, having time to do the editing and posting and stuff like that, I can get on there and do a little bit of running the anniversary stuff during the mornings between when I get off work and go to bed. So I'm looking forward to doing a little bit of that. Get the new horse. Still not up to where it's the Springfest and is it the Farmers Fair? I think those are my two favorite. I mean the Summerfest and the Farmers Fair, I believe, are my two favorites. Those are the ones with all the fishing, and I do love the fishing. So I am looking forward to them arriving soon. All right. This should be our road right here. See, that's the part that leads back to the river. Leads back to the river through Anandir and back over to the fields of Fornost and all. And this is the trail that leads over here to Estelden. And I imagine we're going to have a travelogue entry when we arrive over there also. Can't imagine it, because this is the old world. This is back when Turbine and Standing Stone gave a flip about putting in lore into items with all their deed entries. They actually like to tell you a little story, give you a little background, rather than go, yep, this is that city, you found it. And should have you have discovered Estelden. Oh, now entering Estelden. Okay, so this isn't one of the ones that you have to discover then. Doesn't come up with any you have discovered, which is the ones that are always lead up to a deed, aren't they? Alright, there's Radagast, and there's a few other rings appearing as we're at it as well. Let's run and talk to him. We've already seen the bestowal dialogue, so inform Estelden.
What do you need?
Let's boost it up just a hair. The Nine are abroad after all this time. This is fell news, for it can only mean one thing. The ring of the enemy has been found. We can only hope that the enemy himself has not already reclaimed it, or the world as we know it is at an end. I think that if this were so, our chieftain Aragorn or Elrond Half-Elven would have sent word. Thank you, Gnarlrynae. I would deliver this news to Halbarad, our steward, in the absence of Aragorn. So we have informed Estelden now. Now, Where were we? Book 2, Chapter 9. The Bloated Dead. And it was a level, was it? Level 28? Yes, it is actually a level 28. We can actually travel back and do Book 2 now, which I think we're going to do now that we've discovered Estelden. Let's go ahead and let's go up here and let's grab the milestone. And let's bind here instead of Trestle Bridge. Nice. Now, Stelden is a slight hub of its own. Where's the stable master? Here we go.
What do you need?
Stelden's a bit of a hub of its own, so we want to go to Westbury Swift Travel. And we are going to head on out of here, take the taxi ride at the stable. Let's go to Westbury, and then from Westbury we will ride over, hopefully there'll be one that takes us over there to the fort I can't remember the name of. Ostgurth? Is that the one? Ostgurth? Gurth? Is that the one that has the where Radagast is staying? It might be. We'll have to take a look when we get there. And see if that's the name of it. I think it's something quite similar to that. We may have to go to Southbury to get the actual stable ride over there, though. Let's pull up our map right quick. Zoom out and zoom out. Oh, didn't mean to zoom that far. There we go. So we want to go there. Then we're going to the Lone Lands. Ostgurth. My God, I actually remembered the name of it. Yeah, I mean, I've spent many a month there, but still, usually not that good.
What can I do for you?
There are so many places in here now. So many places. And so many names to keep track of. But it was still one of the major semi-hubs there. It is the major hub of the Lone Lands, and you do have to spend a bit of time in it doing the epic line. I'm glad that we were able to pull that one out of our butt, you know? Alright, this one I'm hoping will have the travel to Ostgurth. Okay, let's turn. There you go. Ooh, it's particularly laggy this morning. Now,
Greetings.
Thinking that it must be because of the anniversary festival and the fact that, oh come on, Lone Lands, you don't have a Lone Land. There we go, Ostgurth, Swift Travel. Thinking it must be because of the anniversary festival in Bull, and since most of that occurs in Bree, the area around Bree is probably a bit crowded and causing a bit of the old jinking and jerking there as I'm trying to load people in. There's the Red Marsh itself. Hey, back to the lands of Ostgurth. I'm trying to remember now what the Eglain. This is one of the strongholds of the Eglain and one of their hubs. Who are the men, the type of men who occupy the Lone Lands. That's their, I guess, racial or clan name, if you will. So, defeat Whites in Hackamere. We will have to do that. Let's pass on by. Once again, we're not doing the quest. We're not doing all the quests in this area. We're just sticking to the epic line because that's Nomadan's job when he gets into this area. He's going to do all the Lone Land quests, while we're doing all the North Downs quests. And the only ones that he will be taking part in will be in the North Downs will be the ones concerning the epic line. Now, before we absolutely forget it, because we have a tendency to do that, do we not? Let's go ahead and pull up Stinky. Thank you, Stinky. You'll be right down here in the marsh. You'll be among the people that among the folks that you're used to. You're somewhat less than kind brethren. Whites can be found deeper in Harrogmere, the southern reaches of the Red Swamp east of Ostgurath. So we will be passing through the southern reaches. Deeper in Harrogmere, the southern reaches. So we're going to have to go closer to the ruins over there. That's where we're headed. Been a long time since we talked to Radagast, so let's get his bestowal. I could smell death in the moss, as if it were plucked from the ancient grave. That was the moss we got from the bog. They're not bog guardians, the bog creepers or whatever the Stinky's evil brethren are called. The stench of decay and evil is not a thing from nature. I believe that the whites are to blame. Whites are the bones of the dead, stirred by fell spirits out of Angmar and Rudar. The wars here long ago made Harrogmar as ripe for whites as the Barrow Downs in the west. Return to Harrogmar, the swamp in the east, and destroy these foul creatures. If there are whites, I fear there are other fell creatures haunting the swamp as well. For now, though, you need only concern yourself with the whites. That's what we will do. Let's see if we can get further over there. Get through all the Krebine and all those creatures. We do have a few whites scattered about here, though, don't we? Actually, I think it's more whites in this area. Rather than... I mean, we've got whites up in those ruins as well, but they tend to be more of like the Gaunt Lords and stuff. It's kind of what you turn more of those into. Now, I think that the whites... I want to say the whites and the wargs are on the same table. I think they're on the same spawn table. I don't know if the goblins that you see around are or not. And I'm not sure what spawn table the insects. There we go, an ancient bile spewer, level 29. Yummy. Alright, let's see if we can root you and attack you. And let's hit you with a stick. And down he goes. Now let's take care of the little worm that came out of him. Defeated whites in Harrogmar, 1 of 15. Good. Oh, gotta defeat 15 of these? Oh my god. This is one part that I can say that it was, no, y'all have heard me argue and moan and groan about the whole situation with, oh my god, they've applied the easy button. They've made the quest so much easier. I don't really see the point in killing 15 whites, you know? But we're going to continue along. We'll do that now. And once we've gotten these whites under better control here. That one didn't squirt out his worm. After we've gotten these whites under a little bit better control and killed another 13, lucky 13 of them, I will rejoin y'all. Alrighty? We'll see you then. We have got our volunteer. We've been killing a bunch of the even level ones and the slightly higher yellow ones. We have our volunteer for our 15th one here. Let's see if we can draw power. No, already done our draw power, didn't we? Unsuccessful. We did actually get power off of them a couple times, but even they die. Combination of they die too fast plus the draw power taking a bit of a recharge. Now the power of knowledge. Got a couple of things here. Let's see. We got title awarded. That was for Baker's Dozen. Okay, but that's my 13 years. And deed bestowed. White Slayer. Defeat whites in the Lone Lands. 15 of 60. Alright. Well, don't know if we'll be getting all those or not. But we shall definitely put a dent in it while we're here, I am sure. I saw that... What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, definitely the whites and the Knickerbreakers, whatever they call them, Norogs or whatever, are definitely on the same spawn table because I was... What were they? Yeah, Norbogs, the swamp Norbogs. They're definitely on the same table because whenever I was making the loop, I kept looping round and round the circle of blood there, getting those whites. And as I did, I would come back around and find where a white was before. There were one of those bugs, one of the Norbog were there the next time around. And of course we won't get that damn ambusher. Alright, while Stinky is taking on his cousin, let's see if we can get the power on that thing. Stinky just kills him too fast. What can I say? I don't dislike it. Don't have a major problem with it. If this recharged a little faster. See, the fact that it cooldown on it is like almost a minute, maybe? Long damn cooldown for sitting there and trying for something that gets disrupted so quickly because you've killed them. Alright. Oh, I didn't come in the back way, did I? I'm coming in the front way. I came way too far. Back right over there is where I thought I was coming up. Was that pass? Let's see if we can get back around there. Or can we come up the side here? There's so many different ways that they've added to get into play, get in and out of places that I never noticed, either never noticed before or didn't exist back in my day. Ooh, what's with the red? Oh, the red banners turned green on us all of a sudden. That was weird. I wonder if y'all saw that. Did y'all see them come up as red? Looked like they were orc banners for a second, and then they color shifted, palette shifted back over to green, that blue-green. That was a little peculiar. Yeah, this is the entranceway that I thought I was entering. Let's go in and talk to Radagast about what we have found. Knocking down those whites. Now, I never saw any of them actually say anything. Now, let's see. Do we have any items? No, there's no items that we picked up off of any of them, other than the regular vendor trash stuff. Let's go on into the tower. Let's go on to the top of it and talk to Radagast. Radagast, much like Gamera, he's friend to all children.
You have returned, I see.
The white's destruction can only prove to help us in the time to come. Now listen, for there is much more to do.
This is dire news.
Alright, level 28. So we are back to the level where we can continue a little bit further along the epic line here in Book 2. Chapter 10, Breeders of the Dead. I think that's illegal everywhere except for Alabama. The sheer number of whites in Harrogmar indicates the presence of gaunt men, vile necromancers who served the Dark Lord. In ages past, they dwelled in the witch realm of Angmar, but the White Council believed them all destroyed. Clearly, they were wrong. Only the strongest of the gaunt men, the gaunt lords, have the power to summon the spirits of the Shadow Realm. The war singers carry the sigil of their gaunt lord. Search the ruins in the far east of Harrogmar, defeat these creatures, and bring me their sigils. We must learn which gaunt lord these creatures serve. So collect 5 sigils from the gaunt men. That we can definitely do. We're going to get some vendor trash we can't use, but that's fine. Alright, Radagast.
There is a gaunt lord here.
Indeed there is. But that's what happens when you stick on keto too long. You start turning into the Gaunt Lord. Alright, Stinky. Let's let you go back to the realms of which you are going to be happy in playing. Okay, folks. So there you go. We will continue along the epic line, something we haven't done in a while. There is a downtime today from 8 a.m. to noon, so I was glad that I was able to sneak this one in under the deadline there. I don't know if it's maintenance or update. It's one or the other. Tuesday morning seemed to be their maintenance morning for doing the server maintenance, but we will see. In the meantime, we are going to think, are we going to continue along on Gnarlrynae here and doing the epic line and the anniversary stuff, or are we going to hop on over to G and have Gnarlo do the anniversary and level up a little bit more? We will figure that out. Hope y'all have enjoyed it. Thank y'all for coming along as always, and we will see you next time. Bye-bye.